Alright, in this video I really wanted to talk about the subconscious because this is going to be the biggest barrier between you and being able to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, to be able to learn to see without eyes, which is, again, very possible. You can do it. It's all in your ability. You can do it. You can pull it off. Just keep trying, keep practicing, and you have to tell yourself, you have to convince yourself, you have to believe it. Because if you don't believe it, your mind will not allow it to come through. I mean, and you know this, when you talk to people and something doesn't fit into their scheme of reality, it flies right over their head. Even if you've got the most solid, profound facts and truth, and you're presenting it to them, if they've already got this set view of the world and it doesn't fit into their view, it's going to go right over their head. And they're not going to be able to do those things. You know, if you don't believe you can do it, you're not going to ever do it. You're not going to give it the good enough effort. You're not going to give it the honest try. If you don't believe it's real, you're not going to do your best, period. And it sucks, but we really have to convince ourselves. Like, my friend was saying, like, no, I think it has to work because, you know, gravity works whether I believe it or not. And it's like, that's true. It is kind of a theory, but there's also the placebo effect, you know, like give someone sugar pills and if they believe that it's going to cure their AIDS or their cancer or whatever, it actually does. The power of belief is absolutely real, absolutely powerful, and you can shape and change your world. I mean, you're mostly empty space, like you're mostly nothing anyways, but... Oh, and death isn't real. Like, we can reincarnate. People can stick around. Sometimes they have trouble getting back to the infinite ocean that is all. But we can come back. Pretty cool stuff. Death is not the end. We are infinite beings, and we keep going on, just gathering information. Alright, now I'm going to go over the laws of the subconscious. First, I got these from Julian from at the Far From Average YouTube channel. It's pretty good stuff, pretty interesting. I don't know where he got them himself, but I found them to be very compelling and very useful to the what I'm trying to teach here, because this is very important stuff. This is how your brain works, and this is how we are going to get around that. And get around the own barriers that you will put up yourself, which we need to break down. Now, number one, the subconscious does not know fake from real. It doesn't understand if you're having a memory of something or if you're experiencing it yourself. Even when you're in a dream, your body chemistry is reacting as if you're, when you're in REM sleep, as if you're actually doing those actions. So what you keep your mind on is very important. Whether you're reliving past traumatic experiences, your body, you're constantly putting yourself through that trauma. So what you focus on can really make a difference on your outcome of reality. That's like why affirmations are actually real, because you slowly speak to your subconscious and you slowly tell it, like, yes, I am confident, yes, I am beautiful, yes, I am amazing, or what have you. And you can change essentially your brain chemistry, how your brain works. Number two, second law, time passes slower with the subconscious. And in converse, time flies when you're having fun. So, subconscious, if you... only one can be kind of up in it at the time. The more conscious you are, the less subconscious. If you remove your conscious activity, that's when the subconscious comes in. When you start moving towards, let's say, a theta brainwave state, then your subconscious you will start being able to access. Because in the theta brainwave state, that's where they also say all memories are stored. So if you're able to go and you get rid of the conscious and move as much into the subconscious as you can slowly start to communicate with other parts of your brain that have other information that's not normally accessible. Number three, Number 3, any beliefs you have become harder to change the longer you have them in your subconscious. So the longer you hold on to a belief, the harder it's going to be to change. And that's the trouble, especially with that learning something the first time, hearing something for the first time, and then all the other information just kind of circumnavigates it because your brain is like, no, I already figured it out. I don't have to re-examine this. It's like, no, you should always be re-examining almost anything. Like, don't be 100% on anything. Always leave the door cracked. That's what I like to do. I can be pretty positive, but like I'm not gonna be 100%. I can be 99, but not necessarily 100. I'm always generally careful with that stuff because as soon as you come to a conclusion, it's the death of an idea. So as soon as you conclude something, normally you just put it behind you and it's dead and gone. But if you leave the door cracked, then you can always revisit it. You can always look at it again. You can always re-examine it and be like, maybe I was missing something. Maybe there's another perspective I didn't get. A lot of interesting stuff that can always revisit and you can relearn. Now, number 4, every thought causes a physical reaction. Again, being very careful about what you believe in, what you're thinking about. And this is interesting as well because if you look at facial expressions, this was also something I really got interested in, is you can read someone based exactly on their facial expressions. And because your emotions arrive before the thoughts of the emotions. At least that's what this book by Paul Ekman said, which is really interesting because people will get upset and angry, and the anger will show up on their face, and then at times they will realize they're angry, and then they'll almost evaluate what they're angry about. And so if you can learn to read these micro-expressions, you know exactly what muscles are triggered when you get the zygotic major or whatever you've got. When people are actually smiling, it connects from the ear to the lip, and you can tell real smiles. You get the crow's feet. If it's not a real smile, you don't necessarily get the crow's feet. But every thought, in the end of this, every thought has a physical reaction. And that goes much beyond reading people because we're constantly, no matter what, displaying how we feel. But it's changing our physiology as well. Like when you get angry, for example, your blood will start to rush to your arms and your heart rate will start to increase. Your body's preparing you for fight. If you're afraid, for example, your heart rate will also increase, but instead of your blood going to your arms, all of your blood's going to rush to your legs. Your body is preparing you to run. Like, depending on what emotion you have and what thought you have, it creates a physical reaction and a physical change in your body. So having positive thoughts, being positive, being happy, literally makes you healthier and happier. Like being angry, they talk about high blood pressure and all this other stuff and stress, and you get cortisol pumping and all the stuff you don't want. Now, number 5, this one's really interesting. You get what you expect. So if you expect to fail, a lot of the times you're going to fail. If you're looking for, whatever you're looking for, you're going to find it. If you're looking for the Virgin Mary, you're probably going to look at a tree trunk and see the Virgin Mary. Like, you get what you expect. You will find what you're looking for. Because our body, our brains tend to really filter out everything. It's almost inhibitions on inhibitions on inhibitions. The more we have, the more we filter through to get to a point where we can really focus. Small. But you get what you expect. So expect the best. Know that you can achieve a lot. Know that you're going for great things. Know that you have the ability and you have the confidence and you have the strength and the determination to get what you want and to go where you need to go. Now, number 6, the subconscious is always listening. It's always observing, and it's always searching for validation. No matter what, your subconscious is always trying to recheck and recheck and recheck the environment and recheck everything that's going on to try to have a very solid, stable, and secure framework of reality. We do have to be careful because some of the walls and barriers that we build can be detrimental to us in the end. Now, number 7, the subconscious always beats the conscious. So if you don't believe something is possible, you're not going to achieve it because your subconscious will win. It will continually tell you, this isn't real. What are you even doing? This is a waste of your time. Like, you've got to be kidding. You look like such a fool right now. Like, how much your subconscious can change the outcome. It really does. Like, your subconscious always beats your conscious. So what we really need to focus on is convincing the subconscious that, yes, this is absolutely real, and yes, we will absolutely achieve it, because we can and we will. Period. You can do it. Just do it. Now, number 8, any idea will stay in place until it's changed. You have to actively go out and reevaluate things. Things aren't just going to come to you. People aren't just going to walk up and say, oh, that's the way it is. I mean, because you've got a set scheme of the world, and you're most likely going to say, no, it's not. That's not. You're kidding. Boo-boo. Like, no, but then even when you show them a bunch of evidence, it will stay in place until it's changed. A lot of people say that our minds are changed by events rather than ideas. Like, a good example I saw from this film was no one believed people were going to be able to fly. No one believed people were going to be able to fly until the Wright brothers actually did it. Until a plane went flying over their head, and then they were like, okay, I guess we can fly, you know, and then it was normal, and then they forgot about it and it became crazy. It's crazy how quickly things can go from extraordinary miracles to absolutely ordinary, and then people don't even have a second glance. Some of these things are miracles. They're incredible. If you don't recognize it for what it is, doesn't matter. But if you do, it'll change your life. Now, the more your conscious is used, the less that your subconscious is used. They kind of definitely go in battle. You know, like I was saying earlier. I don't know what to say about that one. So we're gonna move on. Number 10, the subconscious can be programmed with suggestions. Right? The subconscious doesn't necessarily, I don't know, it's a whole, we're not conscious of it, but we can program it, which is interesting. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a little hypnosis, self-hypnosis, to try to get ourselves into a state where we can speak to the subconscious and try to influence our subconscious. Because if we were all able to go back and be 11 and 12 and 10, we would be able to pick these things up so quickly and so easily. But that's all in our head. That's all just our mind blocking ourselves. It's when we get older that it becomes so much more difficult. So we're going to try to go in and talk to our subconscious. We're going to do a little quick self-hypnosis. And we're going to try to convince ourselves that, yes, this is real. You are an infinite being. You are amazing. You can do this. Keep your head up, because you will get there.